Here's why you should never eat Buffarni.
All right, thanks for paying your rent this month. Go ahead and sign here. It's just going to ask you a couple of questions.
The one and only TikTok, an app that produces such an unimaginable amount of content that it's actually kind of scary just how much of it is bad. And as I'm sure you can already tell by the title, that's what we're focusing on today. Not that that would really be a surprise for any returning viewer, because it's not like we really ever talk about anything positive on this channel, which I have realized may not be the best work environment for myself, but hey, that's a problem for future me, okay? Today we are back looking at what you guys have deemed to be the worst TikToks on the internet. I went through all of my Instagram DMs, went through what I've been tagged in on TikTok, and then scoured the internet to find out what is being considered the worst of the worst right now. And boy, are there some juicy ones. It's gonna be a little bit of everything today. We're gonna see some cooking, we're gonna see some awful opinions, and we're even gonna revisit an old friend. So I would just go through all of the bases. If you're eating anything, put it to the side. If you're doing anything that requires some real mental energy, I would knock that out first, because you're not gonna have any after this. And then, I don't know, maybe remove small children from the room. Just make it a very, very safe environment, okay? Wouldn't want there to be any accidents. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
It's mine.
Alrighty, wonderful start. Now, we've talked about Mommy of the Bees before. You know, that one video where she put all the peanut butter and jelly all over her face? No? You don't remember? Okay, good for you. But recently she's been making a lot of videos like this where she's just like destroying a house, and apparently she said that she was renting it as she was doing all this stuff to it, like filling it with water or breaking the appliances, a bunch of stuff like that, which if it's true is definitely not like the coolest thing to do ever. I don't really see how somebody could get sucked into social media so badly that they start to destroy a house that's not even theirs for TikTok views. I really hope it's a joke and that it's not really a rent house, but I guess we'll never know.
All right, thanks for paying your rent this month. Go ahead and sign here. It's just going to ask you a couple of questions.
A tip? I'm not tipping my landlord.
So you'll tip a barista who pours overpriced coffee into a cup, but not the guy who's on call 24/7 to make sure you have a safe home?
I'm not tipping you. This isn't a restaurant.
Okay, so you'll tip an extra 25% for somebody to carry you a basket of chicken wings, but you won't tip someone who responds for after-hours emergency calls?
Alright, so I'm sure many of you guys have already seen this TikTok by now, but it's not a joke. They tried to backpedal later and say that it was a joke, and we'll look at that in a minute, but it's obviously not. But yeah, these are two landlords who are trying to imply that tipping your landlord for rent makes more sense than tipping a waiter. Now, I'm not gonna get into a tip debate because I know that it's a very hot topic for a lot of people. Personally, I don't really mind tipping because I know that if there was no tipping in this country, then food would just be more expensive to make up for it. So like, it doesn't really make a difference to me. Plus, it's not like you're expected anywhere to actually tip at a coffee shop. And I love the implication that these guys are making, that landlords are on call 24/7 and that they're always gonna respond. I remember a few months after I moved in my first apartment, I came home one day and like my central vent, my main air vent, was pouring out water. I don't mean dripping, I mean pouring out water. Like my apartment was actively flooding from this water, and I called my landlord at like 1 p.m. on a Tuesday, and they didn't have anybody out till like 6:30. So yeah, not exactly how I would describe the average landlord.
Yep. Well, I guess when it's time for your lease renewal, I'm going to make sure gratuity is included in your rent. It's a little tip I learned from Two Guys Take on Real Estate.
Imagine confidently plugging your name and brand into a video that advocates for tenants to pay tips on rent. Imagine the bank calling you one month about your mortgage like, hey, we worked really hard to process your payment this month. Do you think maybe we could get a 15% tip? Maybe 20?
So you were joking about a tip, and you're here for my maintenance call?
Don't take everything I say so seriously. As long as you pay your rent remotely on time and don't destroy the place, you're good in my book, dude.
Here's the leaky faucet. Oh, and it's March 1st. Here's the rent on time.
Sink's good, you're all set.
Hey, you fixed something? Wow, you're the first landlord I actually don't hate.
Wow, sounds like your old landlords didn't learn by following Two guys take on real estate.
Can you spell damage control? I wonder how many of these guys' tenants contacted them after that video went viral. Enough for them to make this video, I know that much.
W moim dzieciństwie bardzo często na rodzinne imprezy była robiona przystawka z kilku składników. Wafle smarujemy gorącym pire ziemniaczanym, wykładamy parówki i zwijamy w roladę.
Alright, so I do not speak this language, but I do know that my eyeballs are not a fan of what they're processing. Are we wrapping mashed potatoes and hot dogs in a waffle cone? Am I seeing this correctly? Surely not, right? Surely.
Kroimy na mniejsze kawałki, które obtaczamy w jajku i smażymy do złotego koloru. Czy ktoś jeszcze próbował?
You know, I don't really even know what I'm looking at here. I mean, we've got what appears to be a waffle cone mashed potato hot dog burrito, but it's being paired with tomatoes and it was fried. I mean, I don't even know how to approach this. All I know is that it should be against the law. This is a TikTok live video of a guy tattooing the names of those who follow him onto his leg. Social media is doing irreparable damage to society and the human brain.
If I ever go homeless, this is the steps I do. First thing I do is I'd get a cardboard, I'd sit outside Canary Wharf station, and I'd write, I don't want money, I want books. And all I want is I want all those people walking in and out of station going to these highly successful, highly paying jobs. Surely they know something that I don't. Surely they can point me towards a book that I can learn something from. And I'd literally sit there reading while people are walking past, seeing that I'm learning, okay? Seeing that I'm here to learn. And I guarantee there's going to be somebody who walks past and says, you know what? I like that mindset. You're willing to learn. You're willing to grow.
Alright, so the video cuts out there for some reason at the very end, but he was going to say, I have an opportunity for you, as you can tell by the subtitles. So he thinks that if he ever becomes homeless, that instead of trying to get some money or get a job, he's just going to sit in a train station asking for books and reading, because eventually some high roller at some successful business is going to offer him a job just because he's reading. I saw a TikTok the other day that says, let's make selling podcasting equipment illegal, and you know, the more I see videos like this, the more I start to agree with it. Maybe there should be like at least an exam before you're allowed to buy a microphone.
Here's why you should never eat Buffarni. And even though it says meat sauce, it's actually cut with textured vegetable protein. And if it wasn't the fecal disturbance that deterred you from Buffarni, this stuff is full of high fructose corn syrup and caramel coloring, which is not good to ingest. I would not recommend Buffarni for anyone.
Alright, so I'm really weighing the possibility here that there is a human out there on planet Earth who thinks that beefaroni is genuinely pronounced Buffaroni. I think this might just be rage bait to get this video shared to get his point across. Pal, I don't think anybody's eating beefaroni for the health benefits. I don't think anybody's eating beefaroni by choice.
Ah! Here's why the gym does not matter. I'm tired of guys that are like, oh, you know, I'm going to the gym, I'm trying to get fit. I feel like I have a pretty decent tone. I don't need to go to the gym, because you pull up to the gym, making less than 10K a month, pulling up in your Corolla, and I pull up in my McLaren. It's not even a contest, dude. No one gives a about your muscles. Most of the guys that go to the gym, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're stupid. All that pre-workout that you're taking is making you more stupid.
Alright, so this is another guy that I'm sure many of you have already seen at this point. I'm pretty sure it's like an Andrew Tate clone kind of situation. I can't really take somebody seriously who thinks that the only reason anybody's going to the gym is to attract people. There is this pretty important thing for human life called physical health. Generally, the gym does help with improving that. Also, if your car is the only thing that is attracting women for you, I really would not brag about that, brother.
If you have a girlfriend, I hope you realize that you're actually single right now. Let's take you, for example, and me. And we both pull up and we go to your girl. I'm pulling up in my Batmobile. You're not gonna win that battle. She's gonna go with me. Because you're probably sitting there and maybe you're making 40 grand a year, 60 grand a year.
Alright, maybe this is just satire, either that or it's just extremely sad. There is a direct correlation between how many videos you make talking about how your car gets you women and how little you actually attract women in real life. And it's not a good correlation, I'll tell you that much.
I'm a fat little anime girl.
You know what? I think we're done here. Well, guys, what do you think? Were those adequately bad TikToks to really be called the worst ones on the internet? I think we saw some pretty rough ones today. Maybe we need to bring some positivity to the channel and do something like the best TikToks on the internet. Would that be too off-brand for me? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and walk on over to that subscribe button and touch it. It's free. It won't cost you anything. But for now, that's all I have for you today. Bye.
Subscribe.